about how to find and use your best keywords to rank, drive traffic, and help generate leads. Let's talk about some keyword fundamentals. The main role of keywords is keywords are a bridge, and it helps connect people on search engines, shoppers in our case, with your website. If you have done all the right things and you've optimized your website and your content, which is what we're going to talk about, then it will show up in the search engines when shoppers are typing in a specific keyword phrase. So again, keywords is the bridge that helps your website appear on the search engines and gives the opportunity for shoppers to click. Now, for me personally, this is my own philosophy here. I like to separate and classify keywords into two categories: research keywords and buying keywords. A good example is hot tubs, which I consider to be a research keyword, and hot tub prices, which I consider to be a buying keyword. And depending on which word a shopper or a prospect is typing into the search engines, to me that gives me an indication of purchase intent or where they are in the customer journey, the buying cycle, the sales funnel, wherever you might, whatever keyword you're using to describe that. So in this case, if this is the sales funnel here, hot tubs is a very generic term. And a lot of times people are typing in hot tubs and they're not hot tub shoppers. They're typing it in for some other reason. Now, a lot of dealers always ask me about ranking on hot tubs, and they do get a lot of clicks on AdWords, but some of the clicks that they get have absolutely nothing to do with buying a hot tub. So at the very top of the funnel, you're going to see a keyword like hot tubs, a kicking the tires or a research keyword. As we go further down, hot tub dealer, well, now that's definitely a little bit, has a different intent than just the word hot tub. Now they're actually looking for somebody. Hot tub sale, Dallas, that's definitely purchase intent. It's not only talking about intent to purchase, but a geographic area. And then as we get even further, price of a hot spring aria in Dallas. Now that's very, that definitely shows more purchase intent. Now, there's something called a long-tail keyword, and I'm going to explain that in a moment, but a long-tail keyword is a search query or a keyword phrase that falls within the long tail of the search demand curve. So up here you have high demand and low conversion, and the long tail is way down here. And the long tail means there are more words in the phrase. And like I was showing you before, this could be hot tubs. This could be hot tub Dallas. This could be what is the price of a hot spring aria in Dallas, Texas. That is the long tail portion of that. So the volume is low, but the conversion is high. So this is the way this company SEMrush describes it. Long-tail keyword phrases are keywords with low monthly search volume but higher probability of conversion. And it's got a higher probability of conversion because it's generally more specific and much easier to understand in terms of purchase intent or what someone is typing in, as opposed to trying to guess what someone is looking for when they're typing in the word, for instance, hot tubs. So it's typically lower search volume, like I said, but it's also lower competition and cheaper cost per click, CPCs, than compared to other word searches. And this is a really interesting stat. In 2017, Google reported that nearly 15% of all searches were new and had never been searched before. So I think we need to change our mindset a little bit. It's not just about hot tubs. I know a lot of dealers, when I talk to them about on-site SEO or search engine optimization, say, no, we already come up on Google for hot tubs. And that may be true. But what about all these other keyword phrases, especially the ones that didn't even appear a few years ago, now that we're using voice search, for instance. Now, this is a chart that I've used before, and it's a comparison between traffic quantity and traffic quality, but it's really talking about long-tail keywords. So what you're going to see up here is excellent traffic at the very top and poor traffic down here, but poor conversion rates up here and excellent conversion rates down here. So in terms of hot tubs, the reason that you may get more conversions on hot tubs is because there are so many more people typing that in, but a lot of those, you have to go through a much higher amount of clicks, which if you're using AdWords, you have to pay for to get those conversions. And will those conversions actually turn into a sale? So this is a good way to look at it here. I think the sweet spot is this 3-word phrase, 4-word phrase, and even down here. This is a good combination of good traffic and good conversions. So this is the long tail keyword conversion opportunity here. Now, here's a really good example here. So if you take a look, I did this a few years ago. I typed in hot tub Chicago, and the results came back at 35,500,000. Now that's a lot to try and rank for. But if we take a look at more long-tail keywords or other keywords, here's hot tub sale Chicago, 16 million. Hot tubs for sale in Chicago, 3.8. Used spas Chicago. And so on. So my point in telling you all this is that if you add up all of the other keywords other than just hot tubs, you're going to actually end up with more results in terms of in terms of all results that show up. If you add up 16 million and 3 million and 8 million, it adds up to more than 35 million. So yes, we should still be going over the words hot tubs or spas or something like that, but let's not ignore these other important terms that people are typing in. Now, certain keywords trigger specific results. Not all keywords trigger the same type of results. So some results will show shopping results up here, which is Google shopping ads. Some will show the knowledge panel over here. Some will show, you can see here, it's got shopping results followed by organic, followed by images, followed by videos. Again, some keywords will trigger different results. Shopping results, organic, images, videos. This one over here shows AdWords, it shows maps, and it shows Google My Business, and this one doesn't. So just be careful when you say you are ranking. Do you want to be ranking for maps? Do you want to be ranking for organic? I mean, I guess the obvious answer is you want to be ranking for everything, but one keyword may not give you the same ranking. So you need to be able to deploy different keyword strategies to be sure that you're showing up for as many keywords as possible. Now, there are some free online tools that will help you do keyword research, and let me show you a few of those now. The first one, let's turn to Google, because they have a lot of things that we use almost in our everyday life that we may not be taking advantage of, and some that are attached to more AdWords or more analytics. So they're autocomplete, related searches, Search Console, and AdWords keyword tool. So the first one is autocomplete. If you haven't noticed it before, as you begin to type something in, Google is giving you suggestions so you don't have to type. So here I'm typing in hot tubs, and if I was typing in hot tub San Diego, I wouldn't have to type it. I would just take my mouse and I would scroll over that and do that. But more importantly than saving you the time to type, the autocomplete is showing you what other popular searches are that have to do with what you're typing in. So this is just autocomplete, the first part of that. What's really cool about this, if you take it to the next stage, if I type in hot tubs and then put an A, it's going to give me all the A's. If I type hot tubs and a B, it's going to give me all the B's. You can go through the whole alphabet and gather all these keywords to see if any of them apply to you. So, hot tubs at Walmart, that might not apply, but hot tubs and spas near me, sure. Now ask yourself, how many people have asked their internal marketing department or their external agency to start trying to get you ranked for hot tubs and spas near me? I would venture to say very few. There's also a place on Google, in normal Google search, when you type something in Google and you take a look at the results, down at the very bottom over here, there's something called searches related to whatever the keyword you put in. This one happens to be hot tub sale. So if you take a look at that, this is another place where you can get keywords. Sometimes it's related. They may be very similar to the autocomplete, but not always. So that's another place where you can begin to gather keywords. And I'm going to show you, as we get into the presentation, what you can do with these keywords, how you can actually use them. Now, believe it or not, YouTube also has an autocomplete. So if you're trying to rank a video, those keywords are not the same as the keywords on Google search. So if you go to YouTube and you begin to type something in, you're going to see that it's not the same keywords. People are looking, when people are doing searches on YouTube, they are typing in different keywords than they are when they're doing a normal Google search. So again, if you want to rank a video on YouTube, take a look at YouTube autocomplete. Then there's something called Google Search Console. If you don't know what Search Console is, talk to your marketing, your internal marketing people, or your outside consultant, your marketing consultant. Google Search Console takes a much deeper dive than Google Analytics. Number one, you definitely need to have Google Analytics on your site, but Google Search Console kind of works in tandem with that, but in much more detail. Google Search Console, for instance, is where you go to submit a sitemap to Google. You don't do that on Google Analytics. So here, when you go to Google Search Console and you click on performance and queries, you're going to see the number of impressions and the number of clicks that have appeared over a certain period of time. Now, the other place you can go for keywords research is if you are using AdWords, you can go into the keyword planning tool. And this is how you get there. You go to Tools and you click on Keyword Planner. And when you go there, you can actually type in a keyword, designate a specific geographic area in the United States, and it will give you, in this particular case, this gave me the last 12 months. And it will give you by search, average monthly searches, how competitive it is, the top of the page bid, and the top of the, it's got the low range and the high range of the top of the page bid. So here, inflatable hot tub, that may not be one of our keywords that we want to go after unless you sell those. But look at that. It's telling you that the price per click is 19 cents to 55 cents. Now, that seems rather low to me, and it may actually be more in reality, but it's giving you a range here. It gives you something to take a look at. Now, all of these seem to be very high competition, so the prices may be higher, but I drilled down a little bit more, and take a look at this one. Spa store near me, spa dealers near me. Near me, that means they're on mobile. And I'm going to go into mobile a little bit here, but if your site's not mobile optimized and it doesn't look well on a mobile device, you really need to do that. Make sure that that's in the works to get done. But in this case, spa store near me, that's got a low competition, and it's got average monthly searches in Chicago for 2,400. To me, that's low-hanging fruit. Why wouldn't you want to go after that? Okay, this is a really cool one. I don't actually know how to pronounce this. Solvay, I guess. Solvay. So if you go to Solvly.com, what this does, when you type in a keyword over here, it goes through Wikipedia, Answers, YouTube, Bing, Buy.com, and so on, and it will give you keywords for all of those. So I actually did that, and what you're seeing here when I typed in hot tubs, it's giving you it's giving you keywords when people are searching on Wikipedia, on YouTube, on Google, on Amazon. So if you're selling stuff on Amazon, that might be the place to do that, and so on. So this is a really cool tool here, and it's free. Other free tools you can use, keywordtool.io, kind of gives you the same information there, and it will give you YouTube, Bing, Amazon, eBay, and some of these other ones, Instagram and Twitter, and keywordseverywhere.com. There's another site called Answer the Public, and what Answer the Public does is you type in a keyword and it will give you back questions. It's an online question generator, so it will give you back the most frequently asked who, what, where, which, why, and when questions. And here's an example here when I typed in hot tubs, the hows, how much hot tubs cost, how to clean a hot tub, why hot tubs foam up, why my hot tub water is cloudy, things like that. Are hot tubs good for diabetes, and so on. So this is a cool tool also, and it's free. Answer the Public. Okay, so now let's talk about why you're not ranking for important keywords. Well, it could be that you're targeting high-volume, short-tail keywords like hot tubs. You know, when you do hot tubs, your site may be coming up, but you're also going to be competing against Yelp and Home Depot and Costco and Walmart and Target and eBay and Amazon, things like that. So it's hard. And you're going to be competing against Watkins and Jacuzzi and all the hot tub manufacturers. You have bad, little, or no on-site SEO, search engine optimization. Your content is old and no longer relevant. You are doing no organic internet marketing. So what I mean by that, for all of those dealers listening today that only do AdWords, just remember that whatever your daily budget is, let's just say it's $30 a day, once your budget runs out, your marketing goes away. You're invisible on the internet. Whereas if you're doing organic marketing, that stays up all the time. The difference is that AdWords, in 20 minutes I can have somebody on page 1 of Google for a specific keyword, literally in 20 minutes if you're willing to pay enough. So it's faster, but it goes away once your budget runs out. Whereas organic takes longer, but lasts longer. And pay-per-click or AdWords does not help your organic ranking. It does not help your website rank higher other than in AdWords. So how and where to use keywords to optimize your website. And here we're going to talk about meta tags. So how and where to use these keywords. Now that you've gotten a list of the keywords, what are we going to do with them? Well, we want to start implementing on-site keyword SEO. So on-site search engine optimization are things that you do on your site or to your site to make it easier for search engines to find you. Now, this involves a lot of things. We're going to talk in this section more about the meta tags, titles, and descriptions. And so that's what Google sees, and we're going to talk about informative content or text on the pages. Now, generally speaking, on-site SEO, if you do something today, all of a sudden you're not going to be on page 1 tomorrow. It's really about implementing a lot of little things that over time add up to something much bigger. It's more of an aggregate type of strategy. So I've used this slide before. This is an older version, I think, of the Hot Spring site. But so this is what consumers see. This is what the search engine sees. And remember, I talked about the meta tags, titles, and descriptions. So you have those keywords. What do you do with them? Well, here is the meta description. Here are meta keywords. Here are meta titles. So you're taking those keywords and you're putting them in the meta tag. So you can see over here that Watkins or Hot Spring used hot tubs, spas, portable spas, and hot tubs, outdoor hot tubs. So that's what you do with those keywords. You put them there. If you don't know how to put them there, you can talk to me. I can, I can explain how that's done, or you can talk to your internal people. So this is what it looks like on the search engine results. So you can see Hot Spring here had hot tubs and spas, highest rated outdoor hot spring by Hot Spring. And it says Hot Spring Spas is your source for best hot tubs. Well, they got that from the description meta tag here. So we've talked about this on several different webinars in the past, but not in terms of doing keyword research and then adding these keywords into your meta tags. Now, when we do SEO for our clients, we usually start out by doing the top 10 pages, the pages that get the most traffic. We go in, we take a look and see if there's anything missing. We do the keyword research for that specific company in that specific location, and then we'll go through and adjust as needed. The other thing that you can do is something called adjusting your header tags. And header tags appear in the coding of your site. And it's just a way of telling Google that what is the most important title on a particular page. So if the page is titled Hot Tubs, you'd probably want to be sure that that word Hot Tubs had an H1 heading title tag on it. And so each one, in terms of coding, easy for me to say, in terms of coding, there is H1 through H6, and the larger the text, equating to it sort of equates to the heading 1 tag, heading 2 tag, and so on. So the most important thing on that page should have a heading 1 tag. Okay, so now we've adjusted the back end, the coding. Now let's talk about how and where to use keywords to optimize your content or the text on your page, on your website. So this is a general list here of where you should insert keywords or in terms of optimizing your content, all your pages, all your blog posts, all your videos, all your images, all your links, and there's probably more. Generally speaking, wherever there's text on your site, there's probably an opportunity to optimize that text with keywords. So this is where on your site you should optimize. Now, how to optimize in your content. So the first thing that you might want to consider is something called using LSI keywords, which is short for latent semantic indexing. And these are keywords that are commonly found together within a single topic and are semantically related to each other. Good examples here is if you're on your hot tub page, you may also want to have other either synonyms or related keywords such as portable spas, such as hydrotherapy, such as hot water therapy. If you weave those into the text on your site, then that is showing Google that this whole page must be about hot tubs because you're adding related keywords. The other thing you want to do is increase your word count. Now, I've seen a lot of new websites out there that have little or no text on them. They look pretty, but they have little or no text on them. Google doesn't like that. Google is starved for text on every page of your website, certainly your most important pages. So you should have at least 500. Some people say you should have about 1,000 words on every page, certainly every important page. And I know some SEO companies that also recommend that you update that text, that 500 words to 1,000 words of text every few months to keep it fresh. If you're only doing blogs, that's good. That's giving fresh content to the site, but that's giving content to a specific post on your site. It's not giving fresh content to the hot tub page or the swim spa page or the sauna page. So number one, make sure that all your important pages have at least 500 words. And number two, if you really want to, make it happen, then you should be updating and changing that text every 6 months, say. Add text links. So within the content or within the text of your pages, you also want to have text links. So in your hot tub page, if you talk about the High Life series or something like that, if you say the word High Life series, then you might want to actually link that word High Life to the High Life page. And we also want to add and optimize images through this code, this alt image tag. You can see here that when I hover over this photo over here, the word Caldera pops up. I'm not clicking on it, I'm just hovering over it. And this is hovering, it's giving Google another little clue of what this page is about. And again, I said, don't forget that SEO, on-site SEO, is a lot of little things adding up to one big thing. Adding these alt image tags, is that going to put you on page one for every keyword? No. It's just another, piece of the pie here. So that's something kind of cool there. Optimizing for mobile and voice search. We've talked about this. This is actually a couple slides from a previous presentation. Whether it's Alexa or Siri or Google Now, whatever it is, all these devices are essentially voice-based virtual assistants. And you're going to notice, if you haven't already, take a look at your Google Analytics. You're going to see that your mobile, if you add up mobile and you add up tablet, you're going to see it exceeds desktop traffic. And I mean, ask yourself personally, do any of you guys use these? And if you do, well, guess what? Your customers are probably using them. And you know what? Even if you don't, your customers are using them. This is a graph from Bright Local. It says the question was, how frequently do you use your voice search to find information? 46% of the people they surveyed in 2018 said daily, 28% weekly. That's huge. So you really need to optimize your mobile website to be sure that you're capturing as many keywords as possible. Now, this is I do a lot of Google AdWords for a lot of the Watkins dealers. These are some of the keywords that I just found recently. And you can tell these are Google because it says Google, find me. Okay, Google. So this one is saying, find me the number of Bullfrog dealers. Google, I need a parts store for swimming pools. This is from a Google device, or not necessarily a Google. I guess it would be a Google device because they're talking to Google. So these are words that you need to be sure that are optimized on your site somehow. Popular mobile search terms, near me, nearby, near, hot tub dealer near me, hot tub sale near San Diego, how do, where can I find, what is the closest, and how do you better optimize your site for these terms? Well, your address should be on every page, your phone number on every page, a click-to-call phone number. Make sure all your citations are correct, your name, address, and phone number on Google and Yelp and Facebook and every place where your site shows up. Make sure your Google My Business and Google Maps is up to date. Make sure your website is mobile friendly, and make sure each business location has its page. If you have multiple stores and you have a button on your site that says, stores or locations, and you have all the stores on one page, that's okay, but you can't optimize for 4 locations on one page. So you want to be sure and have a separate location, a separate page for every location so you can optimize that particular page for that location. Critical keyword strategies for successful AdWords campaigns. First of all, there's different types of match types. There's something called a broad match, and you can see here that this one says low-carb diet plan, and that means if it's a broad search, just like the word hot tubs would be, anything can show up that has those terms in it, and it can show up in any order. So you can see here, carb is the first word here, it's the second word here, it's carbohydrates. They're looking for a similar word, so that's a broad match. It'll give you the most traffic, it'll give you the most search results, but not necessarily the highest quality. The next one is a phrase match. If you've ever gone to Google and you want to cut out all the fluff, if you put the keyword in quotes, it'll be a much more targeted search for you. And you can see here tennis shoes is one. It will show tennis shoes in that order. It can show words before and after, but it won't be shoes tennis. It'll be tennis shoes. So it's going to show keyword phrases for those two words or those words that are in quotes in that order. And then exact match, which is when you put these, I don't even know what these are called, those brackets, I guess. It will only show you those words. It won't show you anything related to that. It won't show them in a different order. It'll just show you search results for that exact term. Now, there's also something on AdWords called keywords, and there's something called search terms. So the keywords, when you are setting up your AdWords campaign, you have specific targeted keywords. You've done your research. You've used some of the free sites that I mentioned. You've gotten a list of keywords. You put them on in Google, and that's good. Now you're going after those keywords. But no matter how many keywords you put in there, you couldn't possibly know every single iteration of that keyword that somebody's going to type in. But within AdWords, there is something called search terms. And search terms is what people actually type in. It is related to your keywords, but it's something, it's the keywords that people have actually typed in and clicked on. So, or the impressions that are showing up. So in this particular case, you got to click here, you got to click here, you got to click here. So in that case, what you want to do is if it's a popular keyword that you hadn't thought of, you just click on add over here and it will automatically add that search term to your keyword list. And now you'll begin to see more of those search results showing up for that specific keyword. So now it goes from a search term to a keyword. Negative keywords, you want to be sure that there are certain terms that if somebody types it in, that you don't want your ads to show up and you don't want people to click on it. Here are a few that I've used. Some people type in some really weird stuff on the internet. So when I put together, I have a whole list of negative keywords, which, I use with my clients. Here are a few of them. Sex, hotel, movie, especially when the hot tub, whatever that was, hot tub time machine was out. That really screwed up AdWords for any hot tub dealer at the time. If you don't do rentals, then make the word rentals a negative keyword. And once you get a list of those keywords, you just want to add it into the the negative keyword section. Another thing about keywords within AdWords is they have something called keyword quality score. And if you take a look at your keywords, it will show you if it considers the keywords that you're going after good keywords as it relates to the ad and the landing page. So Google uses a variety of things to determine AdWords quality score, the click-through rate, the landing page, the keyword relevancy, the ad relevancy, and so on. So in this case, this buying keyword had a high quality score, which meant that I guess what Google's trying to do is whatever you're advertising, if they want to be sure that when somebody clicks on the ad, that wherever they are taken is relevant to what the person who is doing the search thought they were looking for. So I've used this example in the past. Don't advertise apples and send them to, the entire fruit department of the grocery store, and then they got to search around to find it. If you're advertising apples, send them to the apples section of your page. So in this case, this keyword over here could have been advertising apples, and that landing page only talked about apples. If it had a apples keyword and it took them to the entire department, the vegetable and fruit department, it might have a 1 quality score. And the reason that's important is that the better or the higher quality score you have, the less it's going to cost you per click. Google actually rewards you for that. Overlooked and misused strategies, hashtags, chatbots, and reviews. So first, don't just arbitrarily put a hashtag with hot tub. Because if you go to Facebook and you do hashtag hot tub, you're going to find some stuff there that you do not want your company associated with. So don't just do it because everybody else is doing it, because everybody else is not doing it right. Here's one over here, which has this person over here, and that might be on the same hot tub hashtag page that you're sending stuff to for Frisky Friday. This one over here talks about how safe are hot tubs, and it talks about the Centers for Disease Control. Oh my gosh, we don't want to be associated with that. Here is hot tub horror warning. Here is staying healthy in a hot tub. Again, the Centers for Disease Control. So before you start hashtagging everything, you better go to what your hashtag and make sure that whatever is there is what you want to be associated with. Hashtag your own company because you control that, presumably. And actually, I guess somebody can also hashtag your company and put some bad stuff on there. So you might want to take a look at that. Here's something that we've been doing recently. We've implemented automated chatbots. We actually talked about this on one of the other webinars. We have a lot of dealers that we've implemented chatbots for Facebook and on their website. They're automated, so they work 24/7 as opposed to a live chat. And what we did was we posted a few things on Facebook, and when they typed in a specific keyword, the automation in the chatbot system that we set up will automatically reply. So if they typed in pool, they'd get a whole series of chat messages that had to do with hot tubs. If they did pools or swim spas, it all went to swim spas. And this was done automatically 24/7. So that's another way that you can use keywords on Facebook. The other one here is trying to get reviewers to add keywords, company names, and locations, like you see over here. If you can encourage people, if they are going to leave a review, to do that, that would be helpful. And the reason it's helpful is that sometimes those reviews will actually appear in the Google Maps section over here, and they're pulling. You can see over here I typed in hot tub dealer Madison, and it's pulling reviews that had those keywords in it. So take a look at these other ones over here. Nobody else had a review show up over there. So that's a cool thing that you can use keywords for as well.